Road safety has become a big issue in the city of Las Vegas, especially for senior citizens. What authorities are doing to prevent less accidents on the road?
A sport has created a great impact onto a young man, what he's doing to give back to his community.
And we'll be joined with an aspiring young woman who's not letting her age prevent her from doing big things. Studio G starts right now.
We start with breaking news this afternoon. Police are searching for a suspect of a robbery near the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino. Welcome to this edition of Studio G. I'm Victoria Janae.
And I'm Alvin Loy. Las Vegas Metro Police say that the suspect fled from a strip property located at Las Vegas Boulevard South and Tropicana Avenue, making his way to the MGM parking garage. SWAT officers are still on the look for the person.
The National Labor Relations Board ruled Wednesday that the football players at Northwestern University are employees and can unionize. Northwestern has acknowledged the ruling and plans to appeal, but this could go as far as the U.S. Supreme Court and could take years until they reach a final decision. This decision could change the landscape of NCCA model. Northwestern has stated that their players are students, not employees.
Last month, a senior citizen drove her truck into a Food for Less grocery store, leaving many injured. Just like new drivers are a hazard on the road, so are seniors. Reporter Elena Ledbetter brings us a story about when seniors should walk away from the wheel. We're having technical difficulties right now, but we'll get back to the story. Senior citizens who are no longer on the road still need the resources to get around. Family members and friends are left to help when they can, but there are transportation and services around the valley that can assist with retired drivers, such as Independent Transportation Network, provides 24/7 transportation for seniors and enable them to have the resources they need to continue living independent lifestyles.
In Virginia, an 8-year-old girl has been discriminated against by a Christian school, according to her grandparents, and it's all because of the way she looks. Sunny Kell's grandparents decided to pull her out of Timberlake Christian School after receiving a letter from the K-8 principal. The letter states that children are confused as to what Sunny's gender is. They also claim that they are able to deny enrollment for condoning sexual immorality, practicing a homosexual lifestyle, or alternative gender identity. The letter goes on to state, quote, "We believe that unless Sunny, as well as her family, clearly understands that God has made her female and her dress and behavior need to follow suit. With her God-ordained identity, that TS is not the best place for her future education." An administrator from the school who wishes to remain anonymous says that although the girl is a good student, things distribute the class environment. Sunny's grandparents do not plan on re-enrolling her at the school.
After the break, we have our science and technology.
And later, Valerie Monsier sits down with a talented young woman. Stay with us. My words are tingling. Disturbed.
Don, you're next. I want this place to be a place that they feel safe, secure, a place where they get inspired. So many times we kind of get complacent in our everyday life, transforming lives in the community from the inside out. I've been in fitness my whole life, but now tying that in now in my spiritual walk, it's been just amazing. Some people may want to run a marathon. Some may want to just get off their asthma inhaler. Exercising and moving our bodies, I think it's, you know, we say if you don't use it, you lose it.
Hello, I'm Donald Woods with this Thursday's Science and Technology News. A Russian rocket carrying a 3-man crew successfully blasted off the International Space Station Tuesday. The Soyuz spacecraft launched from the Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. NASA astronaut Steve Swanson and 2 Russian cosmonauts are on board. The trio will join 3 others at the International Space Station as part of the Expedition 39 and 40 crews. They are scheduled to return to Earth in September. Bitcoin is a digital currency used as an alternative to create and transfer monetary funds. Earlier this semester, I reported on New Mexico being the first location to have a Bitcoin machine. Well, the IRS has released a regulation that will treat virtual money such as Bitcoin like property instead of currency. In a formal notice Tuesday, the agency said Bitcoin payments worth at least $600 will be taxed the same way the agency treats property transactions. The guidance means wages paid in Bitcoin are subject to federal income tax and must be reported on W-2 forms. Bitcoin payments to independent contractors must be reflected on 1099 forms. On the subject of what's virtual, Facebook is making its way into the virtual reality business. The social network giant is planning to buy Oculus VR for $2 billion. Oculus makes a virtual reality gaming headset that responds to your head movements. These are not yet available to consumers. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg said in a statement, this acquisition is to get them ready for the platforms of tomorrow. That's all the science and technology news I have for this Thursday. I'm Donald Woods, and now we'll send it to Kelby Weiler on an update of our national news. Kelby?
Thanks, Don. A young girl from Colorado is getting national attention after shaving her head to support a friend with cancer. I'm Kelby Weiler with your national news. 9-year-old Cameron Renfro was sent home Monday after violating her school's dress code. Caprock Academy in Colorado allowed Cameron back in school Tuesday after the extensive media coverage that appeared around the country. Her dear friend was battling a rare form of childhood cancer and was undergoing chemotherapy treatments when Cameron wanted to show her support and match her best friend's hairstyle. Although her parents approved of the kind gesture, the school's dress code did not budge. North Korea isn't making any new friends with their latest violation of UN Security Council resolutions. They were caught test firing 2 medium-range ballistic missiles yesterday morning from a site north of Pyongyang that came down in the sea off of North Korea's east coast. This was the first time since 2009 that North Korea has fired the Rodong medium-range class of missile, and it is no surprise that South Korea is strongly protesting any future launches. The death toll for the Washington state landslide in Snohomish County is still on the rise as local officials prove no match for Mother Nature. Rescue crews hard at work looking for any signs of life or death while 176 people remain unaccounted for. According to CNN, 49 structures were buried up to 40 feet of mud. No one has been found alive since Saturday, leaving the community to question if this disaster could have been avoided. That's all the national news I have for you, and now we're going to send it back to the news desk.
The multi-billion-dollar salmon industry in California is being threatened due to a drought. The Fish and Wildlife Department are taking measures to protect the young salmon.
There's 12 million that'll come from our facility, and then an additional 18 million that'll come from 4 other state facilities.
Usually, the salmon would make this trip by swimming. The 300-mile trip from the hatchery to the Rio Vista Delta. However, this year, due to low water levels, they are catching a ride.
It's getting them closer to the ocean for their release in hopes that they'll survive better, contribute to the ocean fishery better in 3 years, as opposed to having poor survival had we released them on station.
This has not happened in 23 years, and it is costing $500,000 and will be over a course of 2 months.
It's unfortunate to see that thousands of fish die every year due to these conditions, Fabiola. What are the temperatures that these fishes are swimming on?
Now, Victoria and Alvin, temperatures changes depending of the location. So these fishes, their habitat is in warm temperatures, and they're able to live in 50 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. But when we come back, we'll be talking about Las Vegas temperatures, and I'll be telling you what we're expecting this weekend. It will be a lot warmer, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The Miles Low Midweek Show. I specialize in underground local hip-hop music as well as your top hits. In the first hour, we play your top hits. Second hour, other local legends that you guys may have never heard of. What I want my listeners to realize is that there's more good music than what you hear on the radio. Just diversify your ears a little bit. I love it with all my heart. It's your boy Miles Low from the Miles Low Midweek Show. You can check my show out from the rebelhd2.com.
Scribecast radio show. We talk to new artists, major artists, the best artists. We talk about hip hop, R&B, anything else, hot topics. This is awesomeness. Play some new hip hop. Second hour, we typically play new R&B. Freaking amazing. I'm Scribecast. I'm the best. What's up? It's your girl Scribecast. This is the Scribecast radio show. You can listen to me on the rebelhd2.com.
Take a look over this nice view from our roof camp. We're at 59 degrees and a low of 51. Our winds are running 7 miles per hour. But here, we're having some cloudy evening this weekend. Our high will be 61 and 50 later on. So right now, Santa Barbara is at 69. Gallup is at 48. Durango at 48 as well. But you see Bryce Canyon is at 40 and Tonopah at 51. They're really enjoying their sunny day. Now looking at our weather, we're expecting heavy, we have a disturbance right here, and then it's moving towards the East Coast. We are expecting rain in Seattle and New York City. We also see a jet stream moving towards the east right here on the lower path, but we have low temperatures on our south side of our United States. And like I was saying, rainy days in New York City and Seattle, but Midland is at 78, Rapid City at 40, Miami is at 83, and Phoenix is at 78. So we'll be having, like I said earlier, sunny days during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday at 68. So if those who love the heat, you'll be having that. But Saturday, we're going to be partly cloudy for the rest of the week. So that's all I have for today. We'll be right back after this short break.
We are volunteers of Girl Scouts of Southern Nevada.
Welcome back from the break. I'm Valerie Mercenier, and joining here with me today is Gabriela Casio. She's a high school senior and soon to be graduate from Bonanza High School. Gabriela, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So I know you're part of a lot of extracurricular activities. Can you tell me what you're involved in school?
Yeah, I'm in a lot of extracurricular activities. I taught myself how to play piano, how to play guitar. And if I'm not working, because I work 2 jobs, and if I'm not at school, then I'm doing something artsy, because that's kind of where my interest lies, more in art. So I'm either painting or drawing or doing something of the sort. And if that doesn't really pan out at the end of the day, then I'm writing short stories, and also I volunteer at the library too, Sahara West Library. So it's so much fun and I enjoy it a lot, and that's kind of how I spend my free time.
And why do you like to be so busy? What really pushes you to do so much?
It started in 8th grade. You know, 8th grade, you're about to go to high school, and after high school is college, and you kind of think about, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And it kind of hit me when I was at that age. I looked back and I just thought to myself, I have nothing underneath me, I have nothing behind me, and if I have one life, I might as well do as much as I can with it. So that's what it kind of gave me the initiative to go and try new things and go and do things that I would be proud of knowing how to do, like special abilities. So that's how I taught myself piano, and I started doing little clay animations, and I started just taking my time and using it wisely. And that's how I kind of got into all that.
You're so young. Most people don't really think about about the future and about what they're going to do after school when they're, just 18 years old.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I just think everybody should involve their time into something. I see other kids my age who are wasting their days away after school. They just go right home. They don't have a job. They don't have themselves involved in anything. It's more about becoming a person. You want to have something underneath you, so when you grow up, you can be put into any situation and know what you're talking about. I can go to Europe right now and go to an art gallery and talk to a bunch of artists, and they wouldn't belittle me. They would know that I know what I'm saying, so I don't sound kind of like that one person coming in not knowing anything. And then I can go talk to musicians and I'll be able to kind of communicate with them, and it's just being a well-rounded person. And that's what I really try to aim for too.
Yeah, you're definitely well-rounded. I know you're a claymation creator.
Yeah.
But besides that, what other interests do you have? What do you want to do when you graduate from high school?
When I graduate from high school, I'm obviously moving on to college. That's just a really big dream of mine. It's another milestone in your life. So I have 3 main majors that I have been thinking about for college. It used to be like 10, from marine biologist to first woman president. But I think everybody's like that, where they change their mind so much, especially when it comes to your career. And I narrowed it down to broadcasting as one of my lower choices, and then a higher choice is engineering. And I just think engineering would really help me because it's a technical background underneath like who I am. Yeah. Kind of like Natalie Portman. She's a huge idol for me because even though she's an actress, she also has a degree in rocket science. And I just think that's amazing. And that's how I want people to perceive me. So she's out doing her thing, but she's also smart.
And you have, sorry to interrupt you.
No problem.
I know you do claymations. Can you tell me about that? That's your thing, right?
Yeah, and animation, claymation, that's what I really want to major in college. And claymation is also called stop motion, and it's when you take a picture of a character, you move the character a little bit, take a picture, and it comes together to form a video and a movie of some sort. Here are my little character guys.
Yeah, tell me about them.
I've redone them at least 7 times because I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to that kind of stuff. So he's looked different and she's looked different, and they're the 2 main characters. But the main story of my claymation is like social differences. So you can see these guys, how they're dressed in blue and black because they're more of the poor side, and they look sick and with their gray skin because usually poor people are sick and whatnot. And then these guys are the more privileged, and they're wearing reds and bright colors and yellows, and I really like the color scheme, so I'm incorporating art with my love for literature and everything. I'm inspired by Crime and Punishment and all of those different ones.
These are so interesting. And
Thank
you. You just invented this yourself, or?
Well, no, actually, claymation has been around for a really long time. One of the most famous claymation directors is Tim Burton. A lot of people know him. He's made Corpse Bride, and his most famous is Nightmare Before Christmas. And I watched his movies, and I just felt so inspired to go do my own thing. And I thought to myself, why not? I might as well go live my life and be happy and try new things. And this is the outcome of me taking the initiative and just doing
Yeah, that's so cool that you're doing this and following in his footsteps. But
Thank you.
Anyways, we're out of time, but thank you so much, Gabby, for coming in. Good luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
And before we go on to the next break, we'll show you some of Gabby's animations right now. So stay tuned. Studio G will be right back.
Oh my gosh.
We're 3 Ps in a pod. Our third pod is Cat Gonzalo's. We mainly talk about pop culture and whatever movie or TV show that we're interested in right now. Pretty much everything about media, current events, current everything regarding pop culture and stuff. I want them to laugh at us because we're so awkward most of the time. Show. I'm Chelsea. I'm Toby. And we're 3 Ps in a pod. Yay. Come listen to us at therebelhd2.com. Chelsea. I'm Toby.
It's your boy Miles Lowe.
Crystal McGuerza.
King Louie here. This is Don Conquer.
3 Ps in a pod.
The Miles Lowe Midweek Show.
The King Louie Show. The Revolution.
Combox Radio with Crystal May.
KUMV. The Rebel HD2.
Come listen to us at therebelhd2.com.
It's indie rock, pop rock, and underground hip hop, R&B mix, electronic and dance music.
Click on the listen link and there we are.
We had a story earlier about the senior citizen, so let's talk more about it. Last month, a senior citizen drove her truck into a Food for Less grocery store, leaving many injured. Just like new drivers are a hazard on the road, so are seniors. Reporter Elena Ledbetter brings us a story about when seniors should walk away from the wheel.
We love to drive up the coast of California. There's not anywhere I wouldn't imagine myself going.
At 71 years old, Sandra Hooven has been driving since she was 16, and in 55 years, she has never been in an accident. Twice a week, the part-time UNLV professor drives from her home in North Las Vegas to the campus, and it's never easy.
Every driver's worst nightmare. So I come all the way from Aliante, out by the Speedway, cut across Lamb, and then hit the 15, and it's inevitable that the 15 will back up right at that usual spot, bumper to bumper right past Sahara, and then I go to Spring Mountain and then wiggle waggle into UNLV.
Nevada senior citizens are individuals 65 years old or older, and as drivers age, their capability to maneuver a vehicle decreases. So should they hang up the keys?
It's very much an individual thing. So you can't just pick an age and say you can no longer drive when you're this old.
Kevin Malone from the DMV says Nevadans are to renew their license every 8 years, senior citizens every 4.
There's a few reasons for that. Safety. We want to make sure that people are able to drive, so they'll come in and renew in person. And the other reason we're keeping 65-year-olds at a 4-year term is to avoid conflict with the other older driver laws.
For senior citizens, driving becomes harder for a few common reasons. Physical strength, movement and reaction time decreases with age. Hearing, many wear hearing aids. And finally, vision. Contacts and glasses are common for seniors to wear while driving. Sandra believes that driving is a form of freedom, and when that is taken away, seniors need the proper resources around to be able to still have their independence.
That seniors should be looked at just like everyone else, and that they should not arbitrarily be punished for being a certain age.
Reporting for Studio G, I'm Elena Ledbetter.
Baseball stole one man's heart, and now he's giving back to kids in the Las Vegas community. Reporter Adara Dupelis has the story.
Chase Lacombe first stepped onto the field at the young age of 4, not realizing the impact baseball would have on his life.
It was a big passion of my dad. He started me really young, and it's just something I started before I even knew it, and basically played it my entire life.
Instantly falling in love with the game, Chase played throughout his life, earning prestigious awards during his college career.
There's quite a few honors that I earned. One was I was a National Gold Glove Award winner for second base, meaning I was the best defensive second baseman in the entire country. That was my sophomore year. My junior year, I was the best Gold Glove participant for just the region. Also, my junior year was a Rawlings All-American, which means I had one of the best offensive stats for my position in the entire country.
After graduation, Chase had to come to terms that he would no longer be able to play baseball. His mother, on the other hand, knows that something good will come from this.
He's always been Mr. Lucky. Things have always fallen in place for him. When he's had tight moments or, didn't know, it seemed like he always came out of it, smelling like roses.
And that's exactly what happened. Chase was given the opportunity to share his knowledge, love, and passion for the game with kids who inspire to achieve what he has.
My favorite thing about coaching, yelling at the kids. No, I'm just kidding. Favorite thing about the game is just teaching them something new, and then you can just see it in their eyes that, oh, that makes sense. Where it actually clicks. That's just a satisfactory, or something that really satisfies me, and I enjoy that.
His longtime friend of 20 years, Brian Milner, explained why Chase was always meant to be a coach.
I think he's built to be a coach his whole life. I mean, everybody kind of knew he was going to end up being a coach. He's just a great leader, and he's really smart. I mean, he knows how to manage baseball, and I think it's perfect for him.
There's always something that somebody else can learn. There's something you can learn out on the field each and every day you're out there. There's weird things that happen part of the sports, part of games, part of life. Go out, have fun, enjoy it, and that's all I have to say.
For Studio G, I'm Adair DePaulis.
Chase's opportunity has turned into a passion that has impacted the Las Vegas community tremendously.
4 men were arrested Monday in connection to the base jump off the new World Trade Center that is currently under construction. At 1,760 feet, the World Trade Center is the tallest building in the nation. 3 men made it to the top, while 1 man stayed on the ground acting as lookout. After a short prayer, the men proceeded to jump off. Parachutes intact and made it to Desborough Street below. While they managed to climb up the entire tower undetected, police used a snippet from a nearby security camera to break the case.
In no way did we intend to disrespect the police, the city, the victims of 9/11.
Since the incident, security of the construction site has become a growing concern. In fact, it was only last week that a 16-year-old New Jersey teen made it to the top, bypassing security and all the warning signs. The jumpers say they never meant to go public with the stunt.
It's 6 months after the fact, and we were a little bit shocked that they spent that much time and energy continuing to pursue something that they knew was not a terroristic act.
James Brady, Kyle Hartwell, Marco Markovic, and Andrew Rosick are all charged with a variety of crimes, including burglary, reckless endangerment, and jumping from a structure, according to NYPD.
That's all today. I'm Victoria Janae.
And I'm Alvin Loy. Tomorrow, we'll bring you our magazine show with some of the top stories of the past week.
Have a great day, Las Vegas.